Whether you know it or not, I've actually looked into some of the films from the independent company known as Full Moon Studios, or Full Moon Entertainment, whatever you want to call it. And can you believe it's been 35 years since, well, one of the films that put them on the map was released? Well, believe it. Prepare yourselves, because here's my review of Puppet Master. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Joel, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1989 horror flick Puppet Master from Full Moon Pictures. Originally released direct to video from Paramount on this day, October 12th, 1989, and henceforth today's the 35th anniversary of this film. Starring Paula Matt, Irene Miracle, Matt Rowe, and Catherine O'Reilly as psychics who are applied against by a former colleague using puppets animated by an Egyptian spell. It was originally intended for a summer '89 release before being released on home video a few months later. The film was directed by David Schmoller. Anyway, this film was very popular and has developed a large cult following and an extensive franchise. Yep. In 1939, at Bodega Bay Inn, California, an old puppeteer named Andre Toulon is putting the finishing touches on his newest puppet, Jester, before he brings it to life. Two Nazi spies arrive and head for Toulon's room while Khan, another living puppet, warns him. Toulon calmly places all the animate puppets in a chest and hides it in a wall panel compartment. As the Nazis break down the door, Toulon dies by suicide. 50 years later, in 1989, four psychics, miles apart, are all contacted by Neil Gallagher, all five of them previously being acquaintances. Professor Alex Whitaker through a nightmare involving Neil and leeches, Dana Hadley via a premonition of her own death, and psychic researchers Frank Forrester and Carissa Stanford through unspecified means. Dana has also uncovered Toulon's hiding place and tells the others arranging a meeting at the Bodega Bay Inn, where Neil resides. Upon arrival, they are surprised to find that not only does Neil have a wife, Megan, but that he has also killed himself, leaving instructions for Megan on the others' arrival. She leaves them with the body to pay respects, and Dana stabs a long pin into Neil's corpse to verify that he is in fact dead. Excuse me, everyone. While getting settled into their rooms, the psychics experience different confusing visions of Neil. That night at dinner, Dana intentionally riles Megan, causing her to leave the table, and Pinhead, another animated doll, crawls out of Neil's casket. Alex follows Megan and tells her the history with her husband, Carissa, a psychometrist, excuse me for mispronouncing that, can see any object's emotional history by touching it. Dan can tell fortunes and locate items and people, and Alex himself can foresee the future in his dreams. Neil was researching alchemy and, with Frank's help, discovered that ancient Egyptians had created a method of reanimating inanimate figurines, a power also discovered by Andre Toulon, the last true alchemist. But because Neil had not made contact with them in a while, Dana and the rest thought that he had abandoned them and took whatever he was seeking for himself, and and they are there to take it and settle the score. That night, Teresa, the housekeeper, attends to the fire and is attacked by Pinhead with a poker, fulfilling Dana's fortune for her. Gallagher's body has moved to a chair, which Megan finds, causing her to faint. Alex attends to her while the others return the body to the casket after Blade finds protective spells on Alex and Dana's rooms. He moves on to Carissa and Franks, who are having very loud sex and disrupting Alex and Dana's sleep. Two more puppets, Tyler and Leech Woman, enter. Kills Carissa by drilling into her face when she inspects a noise coming from under the bed, and Leech Woman regurgitates leeches onto Frank, who's tied to the bed, draining his blood. Returning from a walk, Dan finds Gallagher's body in her room, and she is attacked by Pinhead, who breaks her leg. Pinhead chases her and repeatedly strangles and punches her until she manages to knock him away and crawl to the elevator, only to have her throat slit by Blade, fulfilling her fortune. Yikes. Alright, now for the final act and ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. Now, if you have seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Alex suffers more nightmares, eventually woken by Megan, who shows him Toulon's diary and tells him that Neil found Toulon's secret to reanimation. Alex has a vision of Neil, and they rush downstairs to escape, but find the bodies of Dana, Frank, and Carissa sitting around the dining table, accompanied by the newly resurrected Neil. He explains that while he did commit suicide, he used Toulon's secrets to become reanimated himself in an effort to become immortal. He reveals that he killed Megan's parents and expresses disgust for the puppets, violently throwing Jester, now satisfied to have human puppets to experiment with. The other puppets witness this and descend on Neil. Tyler takes out his legs and Blade pins him down while Leech One regurgitates a leech into his mouth, and Pinhead finally breaks his neck. The next day, Megan sees Alex off, and as she ascends the stairs, she brings Dana's stuffed dog Leroy to life. End of story. Please excuse me. I'll be right back. Okay, now, what did I think of Puppet Master? Well, though I've only seen it like 3 times, I am gonna say it's pretty eerie and what have you, but very, very good in some ways. I mean, this was one of the first few films from Full Moon that I actually did take the time to watch. I actually do feel like it was really something. It's got mixed reviews though. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 43% rating. Well, there's not many reviews I could find. TV Guide dissed it's calling it a pointless variation of the killer doll genre. Which, of course, that was already when films like Dolls and the original Child's Play even made it. At least, I think. At least, I think. Dolls was out before this. Sorry. Yes. Yes, Dolls came out a couple of years prior, and Child's Play came out a year before this. Okay. Anyway, Dread Central awarded this a score of 3 out of 5, commending the atmosphere, the soundtrack, and set designs, but criticized the acting, the weak script, and first act. Well, yeah, the first act was a little slow. Script, well, the story was fine, what have you. Acting was a little kind of a mixed bag, though. But I do agree with him on the set designs and the atmosphere and the soundtrack, which was done by Richard Band. I will say that was really something. The review, Dread Central, concluded by mentioning the film isn't what I would call a great film, but its heart is in the right place, and, well, whoever is with Dread Central said, I've always been a huge fan of the evil dolls subgenre of horror, making the film's shortcomings easily forgivable. Now, OhTheHorror.com gave it a positive review, according to Wes R., saying despite its flaws, Puppet Master emerges as one of the more enjoyable of the killer toy type horror films. So yeah, well, it's not quite close to my liking as Child's Play, but still, it's trying to pull up there though. Anyway, after this film would go on to become a cult classic and obtain a cult following and have an extensive franchise, as I've said earlier. There would be 15 overall films. 11 of them are mainline films. There will be a reboot and two spin-off, which yeah, there was 11 mainline films, a reboot, two spin-offs, and a crossover film with another film that Full Moon did actually 2.5 years later after this called Demonic Toys, which I've seen before, but maybe I'll review that sometime sooner down the road. But anyway, Puppet Master proved to be a film that put Full Moon on the map. For our cast, they can be a little mixed. William Hickey played the original Puppet Master himself, Andre Toulon. I know we don't get to see much of him, but I will say he's one character I did like. Paul Lamont played Alex Whitaker, the main protagonist of the film. Not bad. Irene Miracle played Dana. She was fine. Jimmy F. Skaggs played Neil, the main antagonist. Pretty good. Robin Frakes plays Megan. Fine. Fine performance. Matt Rowe as Frank. It was okay. Catherine O'Reilly as Chris. Yeah, fine. And we also have a special appearance from Barbara Crampton as the woman at the carnival in one scene. Now, of course, we have the featured puppets. Those include Blade, which will be a very popular one, Jester, Pinhead, which don't get confused with Pinhead from the Hellraiser franchise, though it's a different one. Tyler, the Leech Woman, Shredder Khan, Genji. Now, some of those would actually return for sequels and spin offs. So, from what I've seen, Puppet Master, not bad. The kills were fine as well. Maybe not 110%, but they were fine and what have you. So, overall, I thought Puppet Master was a pretty enjoyable film, despite its flaws and what have you. So, would I recommend it? I'd say, I'll kind of say I'm going to put it in a draw between sure, go ahead, and give it a one-time watch. If you are a hardcore completionist, I haven't seen all of the Puppet Master films. I've seen maybe the first four, or maybe or I think it was the first four I watched. I've yet to see the rest. So Puppet Master would be worth looking into. If this review does well, mind you, I might review some more Puppet Master films for next year's Spooktacular October if I have nothing else coming up getting in the way. All right. So I'd say this is worth watching. Of course, you can find it on numerous streaming services like Tubi and others. Of course, Full Moon has their own channel as well. So that's a good place to find. I think Full Moon has its own channel somewhere. I do know Tubi has it. So, and of course, it has been released on physical media as well. It has been so many and why it has had so many of these things. There'd even be a video game that came out last year on Steam. So that's it. What did you think of Puppet Master? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel, get them to know me, or, well, feel free to share my vids with your friends if you wish. And join me next time when I bring to you a re-review of another anniversary, and it's a re-review of Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Well, I'm looking forward to tackling that again. Am I going to be able to finish it this time? Well, just wait. Okay, so anyway, if you like this, check out my reviews for these other killer types of doll flicks. I'll give you my re-reviews of the first three Child's Plays. The upper left-hand corner is my re-review of the original from 1988. The upper right-hand corner is my re-review of Child's Play 2 from 1990, and the bottom left-hand corner is my re-review of Child's Play 3 from 1991. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.